Never trust a guy who does this. I don't care if you love him, whatever it may be. Never trust a guy who does this. Never trust a guy. That's it. Just never trust a guy. Well, some guys. Some. Not all, some.
These type of people, they don't love you like you think they do. They usually have a lot of option and they only come to you when everybody else is busy. They don't really love you, but they love the attention and the validation you give them.
Don't trust men. Don't trust men. Don't ever trust men. That is what we the women are always saying. So, what about if we hear it from the men themselves, telling us, the women, not to trust them? So how do you feel about that? So guys, today's video we are going to be looking at some videos of men telling us women not to trust some particular set of men.
As a man, my biggest advice to women would be don't trust any men. Not one of them. Doesn't matter how close you are to them, doesn't matter how you know them, doesn't matter how long you've known them, doesn't matter who they are to you. Don't trust them. I've been in too many rooms full of men, and you wouldn't believe some of the things that they say and do that's just completely normal amongst men. And they wouldn't say it or do it in front of women, but it's just, to them, that's just the way things should be. It's despicable, it's disgusting, it's deplorable. It's too many of them. We've seen this time and time again. Yeah, there are some good men, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is what a man can add to your life is nothing compared to what a man can take away from your life. We've seen this for thousands of years. This horrible normalization of violence against women done by men. And we still expect women to center men in their lives. Women are told to worship a man, to find a man, that their purpose is to serve a man. It's just don't trust men, any of them, okay? And keep your girls around, have friends that are girls, please, and make sure they're checking in on you, especially when you are with a man, okay? I'm not telling you don't ever be with a man, just don't trust them, because there's nothing that they can do that's gonna make your life better compared to the possibility of what they could do to make your life worse. And just to add to that, a good man will never be offended by a woman saying they don't trust men. They will completely understand. So if you say something like that and your man gets all defensive or annoyed or doesn't agree, that's the biggest red flag. Because men know how dangerous men are. They know.
You're gonna want to hear this.
Never trust a guy who does this. I don't care how much you love him. I don't care how much chemistry you have with him. It doesn't matter. There's no coming back from this. Never trust a guy who puts you down when he is mad. It shows zero respect. It shows no emotional maturity. And if he attacks your self-worth when he's mad, then that's the biggest red flag. And you can know for sure that he will use your insecurities to manipulate you or control you.
He's absolutely right. When someone is mad and starts attacking you and talking about all the things that are wrong with you, that's normal. But you have to see how much to an extreme. In very extreme cases, someone might even tell you to go hurt yourself, or even worse. That's a red flag that they don't have the emotional maturity to be in a relationship. You need to watch out for this. It's really, really dangerous behavior.
Never trust a man that plays a victim. These are the type of men that do not know how to communicate, and they don't understand the importance of mental stimulation. They will never be able to accept accountability for their actions because they're going to blame other people. These type of men are extremely insecure. These type of men will physically and or emotionally abuse you. Like they will punch you or call you out your name and then blame you for their actions. These type of men do not like to be confronted when they're wrong. They will resort to violent actions or excessive violent verbal aggression. They will victimize you and play the victim. They never change because they don't think they are the problem.
Never trust the guy who makes everything your fault. If every time there's a problem, he turns it around on you, whether it's something you said, something you did, something you didn't do, that's a huge red flag. I don't care if he says, I'm just being honest, or you're too sensitive. No. That's gaslighting, that's manipulation. If he's making you feel like you're always the one in the wrong, always the one to blame, then you know what? That's not love. That's control. That's him messing with your head and trying to make you doubt yourself. So listen, never trust a guy who's always flipping things around on you. If he can't take responsibility for his own actions, he's never going to own up to anything, and that's not someone you want in your life. Just keep it moving. You deserve better.
The most toxic man that you'll ever meet in your life is the chronic nice guy. He's manipulative, vindictive, a people pleaser, zero boundaries, will do everything for you like he is a knight in shining armor, and he will build huge amounts of resentment. He'll be insecure, jealous, controlling, and ultimately he will turn into the devil. And you thought he was the man that was different to everyone else. He wasn't, and he will leave you an absolute mess, and you will lose every part of yourself. Watch out for this guy. He's dangerous.
Okay? You never trust a guy who, when he gets mad at you, decides to attack something personal you told him, something you were vulnerable about. Whether it's an insecurity, a private moment, that's a major red flag. Okay? So I don't care if he says, I was just upset. No. That's childish. That's immature. And if he's using your insecurities against you the second he gets mad, you got to run. That's not love. That's manipulation. That's playing games. If he can't handle his emotions without throwing your private stuff back at your face, you know what that means? He's going to keep doing it. So you can never trust a man who's going to attack your vulnerabilities when he gets mad.
Never trust a guy that just disappears with no explanation, that just ghosts you. And I'm about to tell you why, because the reason goes a lot deeper than you think. The guy that goes ghost doesn't respect you, because I don't care how difficult life gets. I don't care how uninterested in you he is. It is human decency to at least let someone know what's going on. But here is the mistake most women make, and you're probably also making this mistake, so listen closely. And the mistake is you are too forgiving. He ghosts you, comes back, says a few nice things, and you're okay with it. No, he ghosted you and came back not because he misses you. He ghosted you and came back because the woman he really wanted did not want him back. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. Ghosting is a manipulation technique. As a matter of fact, there are 5 manipulation techniques that men use, and he's probably even using one on you right now and you don't even realize it.
So what is it? What is this #1 red flag you have to watch out? You have to watch out for a man that is super lustful, constantly has these wandering eyes, constantly giving the up down, constantly liking spicy women's photos online. You know the kinds. I can't say it on TikTok, but you know what I'm talking about. That kind of guy is never fully going to be satisfied, constantly needs the validation of other women aside from yourselves. It is going to be so difficult. And I actually go over way more red flags you have to watch out for in my book, but the lustful man is one that's going to be just so hard to wrangle.
Never, ever trust someone who does this, especially if it's a man. I don't care how long you've known them, the second you see this, you gotta cut it off. Never trust someone who talks bad about their friends to you, because the second you leave, you're getting cooked next. And best believe when you're not around, they're making you out like you're a full-blown criminal, all because you told them you're buying a new car soon. You know, they'll tell you everyone else's business like it's breaking news, and for some reason you think out of everyone you're safe. Like, you're not safe. Your name's already trending in their group chat, and you know, you're just tonight's entertainment. And that's not a friend. That's an unpaid PR team that you never hired or asked for. And you know, when a guy does this, it's an even bigger red flag, because why is a 6'3" grown man gossiping like a high school girl or that one auntie that's basically the village journalist? You know, these are people who will smile in your face, laugh at your jokes, and then go home and give a full Wikipedia article to someone else about your life, you know, fully sourced with references. You know, if he's got more tea than his girlfriend, then congratulations, you're dealing with a man who's basically an unpaid Love Island narrator. You just stay away from him.
Things men will never tell women, but are very obvious. Certain men will exercise fake vulnerability to have fake bonding moments with you. And also exaggerated moments of closure. It's to give themselves more depth than they actually have. Almost to create this fictional concept in your mind that you're the only person that they're conveying their feelings to. Like the one and only person. But in reality, it's really just an act of facade, a story made up to make it seem as if you're bonding with him more than you actually are. He's well aware that you take those bonding moments very seriously, and he's going to use that to his advantage. But 9 times out of 10, it's really just him adding more layers to himself in his villain turned nice guy arc. They'll also make it seem like nobody hears them because they want to play off of the cliche that already exists. Even though they have 3 other people listening to the same shit that they're feeding you right now. To convince you you're the it woman whom he finally expresses himself to. And if you have a vivid mind or wear your heart on your sleeve, you're hitting their radar first. He is going to make himself aware of that so he can toy around with the notions of getting exactly what he wants from you. So in your mind, you become convinced on some, oh, he has to care because he shared his insecurities with me. Nah, they were fabricated out of thin air. He never lost his dog. His grandma's still there, and if she's not, he just uses the story out of convenience. He really doesn't care about her. He's never been cheated on or heartbroken the way that he claims to be. The majority of those stuff are actually lies that he just uses for ammunition. That thing that he complained about that was a tic-tac size issue, yeah, he likes complaining about that more than he likes seeing you fix it. And when you do fix it, it's purely exclusively just for the satisfaction of him watching you break your back. He'll also borrow a couple of traits from you so he can manipulate feelings and empathize better. His whole goal is to have that extra depth and layers so we can break you down enough to have you wrapped around his finger. His goal is to really turn you into an emotional support dog, but his emotions are a facade. They don't actually exist currently. Because he knows deep down that you're the nurturing type that's going to be there for somebody in distress. And he knows that you would never question the validity of his trauma. Like, why would you? Knowing that, he knows that he could turn his conversation in any direction that he possibly can. As long as he makes it nice, long, dramatic, and emotional. And if you ever dare to question the legitimacy of it, he'll do a reversal and gaslight you for not caring enough. If you fall into it right off the back, then his job is already done.
Never trust a man who's nice. Seriously, it's one of the biggest traps you can fall into. Because a nice man doesn't actually want connection. He wants approval. And to get that approval, he'll agree with everything you say, tiptoe around hard conversations and smile through shit that actually bothers him, even if it means lying or suppressing how he really feels. And yeah, it sounds harmless, but nice men are some of the most emotionally dangerous men out there. They'll compliment you constantly, tell you how amazing you are, act overly sweet and do anything to make you like him. But underneath it, there's always an agenda. He's not being nice because it's who he is. He's performing because he wants something in return, whether that be validation, attention, sex, control, admiration. And when he doesn't get it, the mask slips real quick. Because niceness doesn't come from strength or confidence, it comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of disapproval, fear of not being liked, or fear of being perceived as anything other than perfect. And when a man operates from fear, you don't get authenticity. You get a version of them that is carefully curated to win you over. Until it doesn't work anymore. And that's where nice turns into manipulative, passive-aggressive, or flat-out toxic. And the worst part, you never saw it coming. Because you were too focused on how nice he seemed. And that's the danger of niceness. It's not who he is, it's who he thinks you want him to be.
Men who abuse women physically, mentally, or emotionally are often some of the nicest, friendliest men you'll ever meet. The devil doesn't come dressed in a red cape and horns. He comes disguised as everything you ever wished for. These men will get you emotionally attached so they can manipulate you and gain power over you. Deep down, they are extremely insecure, possessive, and lack respect, so they try to control you to feel good about themselves. Their goal is not to love you, but to use you and abuse you for everything you have so that they can benefit. These narcissistic men are the ones who say a lot at first but never stand by their word. And the biggest mistake you can make is holding on to who they used to be, hoping they'll change and go back to that. Because the hard truth is, that was never who they were to begin with. That's just who they pretended to be.
Never trust that guy who tricked you into letting him come back, and he did the same exact thing. He ghosted you, he left you in the dark. And you might ask, why did he do this? And I'm going to explain exactly why he did this. He did this because he liked the validation that you gave him, and he knew that you would let him come back. He is fighting demons within himself to feel validated within everything that he does. These types of guys are super insecure. They'll act like they're secure by saying, oh, they make this money. They always lead up with what they have, like money, the best friend group, this, that, and the third, the house, the car. It's materialistic things that they have to sit here and brag about to make them feel secure about themselves. Men that are secure in themselves, they don't have to sit here and tell what they have and what they do. They don't have to do that. You know they're secure within themselves. If you're the type of woman that keeps going back to this toxic type of guy and keep giving him chance after chance, but you can't let go of him because you love him so much and you think that he's going to change, I have a book that's going to change your perspective and help you detach from this guy. It's already helped thousands of women. Go snag it right now.
How do I know if this dude is playing games with me? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. Listen, let me tell you something. Players value one thing and one thing only, and that is control. And their way to control is through your emotions, right? Your attachment to them, okay? So you have to understand something. Your attachments happens when dopamine and oxytocin is being released in your brain, right? So what players do is they understand that women fall in love through what? Fantasy, right? That's why when they're with you, they're amazing. It's all love. But then what do? They create distance. They become cold in text messages. They barely reply to you. They barely want to see you. And then when you finally see them again, it's like, oh, you're so happy to see them, right? It's because you have this idea of who you want them to be versus who they actually are. And you're not even aware of what's even going on because it's so deep. I just put you on.
You should never trust a man, especially above the age of 18, who cannot control his emotions. A man who can't control his emotions is dangerous, and not in a good way, but in a very bad way. If you hang around this person long enough, you know, the type of person to not really think, they just react emotionally, they get angry, they throw things, they break things, they rage, they yell, they scream, they blame the world. Eventually you'll start to realize that life just starts to go downhill. Right? And if you stick to that energy long enough, eventually it'll either rub off on you or it will have an effect on you. Maybe perhaps you don't become that person, but the effects of not thinking logically and instead reacting emotionally start to have an effect and a toll on your life. You have to understand, people are the most expensive lesson that you can have. Never sign anything, never trust anybody too easily, never sign any papers unless you truthfully know the person. Because trust me, you will shoot yourself in the foot if you do not really know this person.
Now that we've heard from the men themselves, ladies, you've heard them. Things that you should never, things that you see in a man. Once you see those things, walk away. The men are telling you to walk away when you see those things. So I don't really have much to say about this. Ladies, you've heard what they are saying. So if you are a lady, you are in any type of this situation, you hear the men, walk away. They said even if you are about to get married, you love him with all your life, according to them, walk away. See, sometimes I feel so happy whenever I see men coming out to tell you stuff about their own gender. You see, that is how you know that some men are really, really evil. They said they said no, don't trust them. They came out to tell you, because some good men out there, they are really tired and fed up of the way men are treating women. That is why most of them are coming out to tell you to not do this. Look out for this. Some are even writing books. Some men are writing books for you to know the red flag men have. Men are writing books. The sun is out, guys, sorry. Men are writing books. So now that you heard from them, I don't know who else you are waiting for to hear from. So this video, please do not forget to watch and also share to your friends so they come and see what men are talking about. And don't forget to like and also leave your comment in the comment section to tell us how you feel about this particular video. And if you are new to my channel, subscribe for more videos like this. Until I see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.